Good morning, afternoon, or evening. This is DeathNavy, and welcome to the third episode of DeathNavy Reviews. And today I'm going to be talking about Okita Souji Assassin, or Okita J Souji. She's a 4-star coming up on the second banner of the summer event. Summer 4. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the other 4-star servants. Otherwise, I'd probably do a review on them. But here we are. As you can tell, she is Bond 10. I use the absolute crap out of her, and I have her grailed as well. So I think I am qualified to talk about her. I did forget to faux her, which, I mean, yeah, you'll see why in a minute here. So to begin with, her skills, are very whack. She has a quick buff which lowers her defense every single turn. That increases with each turn. So it's like you get a nice big quick buff for 3 turns, but then you get a defense down for like 10%, then 30%, then 50% with each turn, which does not do her very well. She pretty much becomes a berserker at that point and just takes massive amounts of damage from everything. And she explodes very easily. You do have this evade buff to outset that, which I believe is an evade and an NP buff, if I'm not mistaken. Which is kind of weird because, you want to use your NP to get and you want the NP buff, but at the same time it's tied to your evade, so you want to balance that. They're always awkward when they have an offensive buff with a defensive buff, but there you go. It's awkward, but it's there. And then you have this nice crit buff here. The only issue with it is I believe it removes your defensive buffs. So if you decide to use skill 2 and then use skill 1, there goes your evade. Rip. But she does crit pretty well with that skill on. One thing I will note about her is she is a triple quick deck. Oh, no. And her quick cards have a huge hit count. So she is generating tons of stars. I remember when I was using her, when I started my account, I was literally telling people she is a mini Jack. If you do not have Jack the Ripper, she will do it for you. Her star generation is absolutely bonkers. Like if you run a quick chain with her, even just her quick cards, you don't even need her NP. You're generating 40, 50 stars, easy. The drawbacks to her, of course, being all the demerits. I mean, the defense down alone with that quick buff, because you use the quick buff, you use your chain or whatever, you get all the stars, but now you got 2 turns where she's going to be super squishy, and she's just going to get absolutely obliterated if you're not careful. Even if you have buffs on her to help her, it's still going to be a very rough time. And then her NP. Her NP is very scuffed. It's AoE, all enemies, with a defense down, which is nice, but she has a chance to stun herself. And, I've had times where I've run a quick chain, and, I get stupid amounts of stars. But then I've had times where I run that same quick chain, and she stuns herself, and then I don't get any stars. And she doesn't do all that damage. So it's a very rough NP to use. You could, of course, use command codes to offset this, like to avoid stun and such. But then again, that's so RNG and that's so hard to work around. You might as well just not. So that's Okita. Again, I have her Bond 10. I used to use the absolute crap out of her, but now that I have a setup account, I literally never use her. I don't use her ever. Like, I don't even remember. I think the last time I used her was on Akihabara, and that's because it was a tower event, and I needed servants. That's literally it. I have not used her in at least a year. And speaking of quick assassins, I did end up getting Jack on the... You'll get a pick SSR next year. And I picked Jack off there, and I don't even use Jack. Assassins have kind of fallen off, at least in my opinion, with the art's meta. But anyway, that's going into another discussion. Overall, I really don't use her. I wouldn't recommend her unless you don't have any other assassins or you don't have Jack and you need someone for stars. But I feel like there's better ways to use your teams. Yeah. I mean, she generates stars, but that's literally it. Other than that, she just explodes. It's bad. So if I were to give her a rating, I forgot to do this at the beginning of the video, but I'll do it now. I'd probably give her a 4 out of 10. Because though she is waifu material, though she does generate a stupid amount of stars, you can't use those stars if she... it's not worth it. Like, she's not doing as much damage. She's squishy as hell. There are better assassins you can use to get your stars and to actually, give your team utility. She ain't it. She really ain't it. But then again, I did use her for a good half year when I started my account, and she worked out fine, unless she was blowing herself up. So, I mean, hey, she might be the best thing to come to your account. I don't know. It's up to you to decide. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. I'm not sure what the next video is going to be on, because obviously Summer 4 is the closest thing, and then after that, I'm not sure. I'll make a video, whoever comes next, when they actually come. I'm also thinking of doing servant reviews on servants that get buffs. Like, for example, even though this is a bit in the future, Amakusa gets a buff in 2 years on Chaldea Boy, so, like, I would do a review for him then. But we shall see. If there's any one you want me to review, just let me know in the comments. I'll do it. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or night. See you next time.